Well, hey everybody, this is Max from MaxStencilPhotography.com, and we're doing our Lightroom tutorials, and now we're getting to the library module. We've just imported photographs, and so now we're going to go to our library module. You can find these blogs on my website, MaxStencilPhotography.com, under the blog tab. All right, let's go back to Lightroom, and here we go. Here we have our what we just imported from before. We have 24 photographs we imported, and I'm going to take this library module and I'm going to try to go piece by piece. I'm going to try to be as organized as I can. I might be jumping around a little bit. Again, a little disclaimer, I am not a Lightroom expert, but I have used it for quite a few years and I know a little bit about it. Excuse me, and so that's what we're going to do. So let's start. Lightroom, we're going to go down this left-hand side first a little bit and just show how stuff's organized. And just for beginnings, up here at the top it says MaxStencilPhotography.com or Max Stencil Photography. That's my logo. That's what goes on. That's what my watermark kind of looks like for everything. I created this. This is yours will come up with your name on it or however you registered your Lightroom as. But to change this, you can go to, where's it at? Oops, Lightroom. It's going to be Identity Plate Setup. And here's where you can set up how this looks, or if you just want to type your name in, you can do it in different colors. Same with this side, you can change the colors, you can change the fonts, you can make it look however you want to. I just like things to stick out like this color and that color so they're different, so I can see them. So that's how I set that up. But you go to, let's see, you go to Lightroom and Identity Plate Setup, and that's where you can do that. And also while I'm sitting right here, edit watermarks. You can create custom watermarks for your photographs, or you can have generic ones just like this, Max Stencil or Max Stencil Photography. You can change the fonts. You can bring in graphics. You can do it any way you want to, and so when you go to export these photographs or send them out to the world, you can stick your watermark on them if you want to, and if you have a custom one, this is where you would put it in at. All right, so I'm out of there. The Navigator pane. The Navigator pane is here, and it changes every time you click on something. So it's kind of saying, if you're in this big view here, which is called the grid view, if you're in this grid view, that's the picture you're looking at. In the library module, I don't really use this that much, so I usually just keep that closed. Lightroom, I'm going to try to make this as simple as I can. Lightroom keeps everything in catalogs. Catalogs are almost like iTunes libraries. They're a big collection of a whole bunch of stuff. So this catalog we have, I created this catalog just for this demo, and it's called Lightroom Blog Demo, and I created it. You can come up here to File, a new catalog, open a catalog. By default, I think it just comes with the year, so maybe if you opened yours up this year, it says 2015 Lightroom Catalog. That's what that LCAT stands for, Lightroom Catalog. So you can see here I have different catalogs. I have one where I did a one light photography, and you can switch back and forth between catalogs. Photographers that do a large amount of business, if they're using Lightroom, they may make a different catalog for each customer if they had a huge one, or a big photo shoot. Maybe they went to New Zealand and they made a catalog of New Zealand. I usually do not do that. I do it for special things, like if I was doing a one light workshop, so I did all my stuff in one catalog. And just like here, I'm doing this one for the demo. So, but you can go back and forth between catalogs. So everything's kept in a catalog. So if you compare the catalogs to your iTunes library, this is where all your music is held, or all your photographs are held, is in this catalog. So if you look here at the catalog, all photographs, I have 65. These are all the photographs that I have on this catalog right now. And if you come down to the folder section in iTunes, this would be the different albums. So this will be the different albums in there. And of course, these are the different dates with photographs in. It's the way I have them done. Now you can rename these however you want to. Like here, I can right click and go to rename, and I can come in here and I know that this one in particular is portraits. Well, I didn't spell that right at all. How about portraits? You know, so you can rename them. Maybe this was a Smith wedding or whatever, however you want to rename them. And I do that with mine. I'll come in here and rename these such and such and whatever they are. And if you click on them, just those photographs come up. So there goes a few photographs from a workshop we done. That was in 2013. There goes one for 2014, a few shots I did. And here goes some shots I did in 2014. And this is a fall colors workshop. And I could, rename that to fall colors. So I went up to the mountains. So I could save it that way. So I do that. You can move things around in Lightroom if you wanted to. Eventually, your computer is going to start filling up if you have a lot of stuff in here. And maybe you want to take some of these off and put them in another drive. When you move photographs that are already in Lightroom, you need to move them inside the folder. And you can click and you can move them, but you need to move them inside the folder. So if I had another drive open, I could click on this, hold it down, and drag it over to that new folder. Maybe it was an external hard drive, and it would copy all those to the hard drive. You want to do it within Lightroom, so Lightroom knows where those photographs are. And so the next time you want to see those photographs, if you've moved them into an external hard drive, you're going to have your external hard drive hooked up. If not, you'll have a little question mark in the corner of the photograph, or a little exclamation point, I can't remember which, but it'll say that it's not here, we can't find the photograph. And so you'll have to tell it where it's at. Now collections here. Collections are like playlists in iTunes. You can create playlists. And here I've created one collection right here called portraits. And so I brought all the photographs that were portraits and I brought them in here and I created a collections. Now collections are useful for a few things. If you want to use them in like a slideshow, you can create a slideshow with music and everything else in the slideshow module. You can use collections to print stuff. You can use them in the web. You need to have a collection if you're going to make a book. So collections are useful. And usually what I do, if I'm doing like a party or something, and I'll take pictures throughout the party, I'll have all my winners, I'll drag them down into a collection and make a slideshow with music behind it, and I'll also present that to the customer. So they have the individual stuff, but they got a little slideshow. Maybe they want to put it on Facebook or whatever, and it'll go through all the day's events. So that's one little thing I do, and I use Lightroom to do that with. And then we come down to publish services. This is where you take your photographs and put them on social media. Maybe you want to stick them on Flickr. So here goes Flickr. I've got it set up. If I want to, say, take this picture and put it on Flickr, I'll just drag it here and boom. And I can come up here and now I've got a new photo ready to publish. And if I hit the publish button, it'll send it out to Flickr. You can set up how you want it to go out on the internet by double-clicking on this bar here that says Flickr or whichever one you're in. But I double-clicked on it and it brought up the Lightroom Publishing Manager. So it come through and you can say, if you want to give it a neat title, you can give it a neat title if you want to. You can rename it. If it's a video, you can yada yada. You can tell it what quality you want it on. Bump it up. We want some quality in there. What size do we want it? Do we want the full image? Normally you don't want full images going out on the internet. In case somebody steals them, you want smaller images. 1,000 is usually as big as I'll ever go, putting stuff on the internet, unless I know it's a secure website. Output, sharpening output, sharpen for screen, I usually have that clicked. Metadata, I usually include all the metadata that's in there. And watermark, this is where you'd put your watermark on it. And as you can see, I've got lots of watermarks here, depending on how my photograph is. You know, if I've got a real white photograph, I don't want to put a white watermark on it. You'll never see it, so I've got a black one. And left or right, depending on how the picture is. Like this one here, I would probably do a white right, so my logo would be right there on the photograph. And we can make this a private or a public. This is specific to Lightroom, or to Flickr. And then you can save all those, and when you're ready to send it to Flickr or Facebook or whoever you've chosen here, you click on the publish button and you'll get a progress bar here, and it'll send it out to the internet. You do have to set these up. You have to sign in, and usually you'd have to get Facebook's permission to use this, or Flickr's, or whatever, but it's just a couple of clicks and you'll have it all set up. All you need is your password and your login, and you'll be good to go. So that's publish service. So that's how I get photographs into Facebook, 500px, Flickr, my website, which is on Zenfolio. It used to be on SmugMug, but it's not anymore. And so that's how I get it out there. So that's pretty much everything on the left-hand side. And we're still going to mess with this left-hand side a lot, but this is just a quick overview. All right. Now we have the different modules here, and if you click on those, that takes you to different places. The develop module, this is where we actually work on the photograph in the develop module. The map module, if you were geotagging your photographs and you brought it in here, you can either geotag them here, or if they were already connected to your photographs, you could bring them here, and we're going to go over that when we get to that. Books. In the book module, you can create books, and you can have, you can do your covers, what's inside the photograph, the back of the book, and you can send these off and have little photo books created. Slideshow, real quick. This is a slideshow that you create, and you can add music to it, you can do all kinds of stuff to it. Print, this is where I send stuff off to my printer, and you pick the size paper and all the little editing things you want to do to it to enhance it on your printer. And in the web, this is where you can make a slideshow or galleries and export them to a FPT site if you've got one, or FTP. Gosh, I get it backwards. I can't remember. But anyway, you can send it to a server somewhere that you may have your website set up if you've got it done that way. So today we're talking about the library module. So that's the library module. So let's get out of this Flickr thing. And so this is everything that I have in my catalog right now. These are all the photographs. I've got 65 of them. Now, Lightroom is a great tool to see how you take photographs also. Now, you have a tab up here where you can find stuff. And to get to that tab, if it's not already showing, you would go Command F, and that would open up this tab. So if I just wanted, I've highlighted all my pictures, and so if I just wanted to find all the portraits, if I've keyworded all these correctly, then I could go in here and go portraits. There you go. Didn't even let me finish. So it brought up all the portraits. If I wanted to go in here and put waterfalls, boom, it'll bring up all my waterfall shots that I have in here. As long as I've got them keyworded. They have to be keyworded that, because that's what this is looking for the keyword. So I've got all my waterfalls. What if I wanted to look at metadata? Let me go. Let's see. Let me get back out of it. Let me back out of this a little bit. So here we go. We've got all the photographs, and I just want to look at metadata. Maybe I want to look at all the photographs that I use this particular camera. So there you go. There goes the 4 photographs that I use my A6000, my Sony camera. Maybe, let's see, all the ones I use my D800 with. So there's a lot more that I use my D800 with. And maybe all the ones I use my D7000. So you can separate things that way. Maybe you want to learn, see what lenses you use the most. Let's see. Oops, let me get back to all the photographs. Okay, all of them. So that's all of them. Maybe I want to see which lenses I use. And so you can come down here and scroll down, and how many did I use the 24-70 on? Okay, quite a bit. How many did I use my 70-200 on? Okay, quite a bit. So you can come through and check all that out. I don't use this function a lot, as you can tell, but I do. It can be useful. All right, so there we go. We got all of our pictures. All right, let's go on the right side. On the right side here, now let's go a couple other. If you want to highlight more than one photograph at a time, you just simply hold down your Shift key, have one highlighted, hold down your Shift key, and click on the next one, and you got them all highlighted. If you say you want to go back and you've got them all highlighted and you just want to click on this one, don't click on the face because they're still highlighted here. Click on the outside here, and now you've only have this particular photograph highlighted. It took me forever to figure that out when I was in Lightroom, learning Lightroom, so thought I'd share that little bit of information. Over here you have a histogram. You can look at these photographs and you can see what the light is doing using a histogram. Histogram is a big subject and we can go over all kinds of stuff, but this gives you a quick look on how your pictures are exposed in the library module. There is a quick develop module here. And to tell you the truth, I don't know why it's here. This is a photo editing software. I don't know why they have a quick one, but this would be like an automatic type thing. I don't ever use it. I don't never even have it open. Keywording. Keywording, like I said, is important. If you go to every photograph that you're going to keep in your catalog, you should have some type of stuff on it. Now, the ones we've just brought in, all we have is the Goldsboro and the Max Stancil photography, because I haven't really gone in here and gave it names. You know, like I can do, well, this one has landscapes, but the ones that we brought in, you know, I could come in here and I could do bear. So let's do a few here. You can click into the box here. You need to put commas between each, and let's see, bear. You could consider this a landscape. Down here are words that you have used before, and so if it's down here, all you got to do is just click on it and it adds a landscape. So it keeps account of all the things that you've done. Well, really all I want to do is add the bear to it. So if I want to name all these the same, or put the same words, I can highlight all these by Shift and clicking the right one there. And then down here at the bottom it says sync metadata. Well, I can click on here to sync metadata, and now if you notice, all these have bear on it now. Alrighty. And I could do a lot of these other ones. I can make shells. I can do it, you know, piers. I can do that to all these. Let's see what these have on it. Let's do that to these. We can click, well, let's do the first one. We'll click on here and we'll add pier. Pier. And that's all I really want to do. And we'll highlight all those, sync metadata. So now they should all have pier. Alrighty. Let's see. If we come down a little bit further, we'll get to metadata. Metadata is all the things that are associated with a photograph. For this particular photograph that I got highlighted here, it gives us the date, the name that came out of the camera, and then it changed it to a DNG. It's got my name on it, Max Dance Photography. It'll tell us what size it is, what the exposure was, what focal length I was at, which lens I used, which camera I used. It'll have all that information. So that is embedded in all these photographs. All right, so now we're still in the library module. We haven't got to develop yet, and that's where we actually do stuff. But we have a lot of photographs that are alike. And in the library module, you can rate your photographs. So here I've got 4 pictures of bears. Okay, one way to look at all 4 is to highlight them and to hit the N key, and it'll bring all 4 of those in a pane where you can look at. And most of us can really pick out the photographs we like really quick. Okay, and now we can rate these photographs. I've got these 4 photographs here of the bears, and the one I like the most is the one in this top right hand corner. If I hit the 1 key, I'd just give it a rating to 1. If I want to flag it as a potential good picture, I could hit the P and it'll put a flag on it. Flag as picked. So it has a little flag up under it. Just like this one has a little flag. You can rate them many ways. I got a flag on that one too. To unflag it, you can right click it and you can set flag to unflag. If you decided you didn't want that one to be rated as a 1, you could set the rating to none. Okay, and this one's flagged. Let's unflag it. Unflagged. So now the picture I want is this one, and I'm going to use the rating real simple. 1 is a keeper. So I'm hitting the 1. So that one's, you can see down here at the bottom, that one's rated as a 1. I can do the same with these 2 photographs. I'm going to highlight these 2, and gosh, I'm going to say this one. I don't really like either one of them, but I'm going to say this one here. That's going to be my rating. So I've set that one to a 1. We got a little 1 came up down here, or one little star came up. And you can also do this in, if you click down here, you can come to the mode here, and I've got photographs I really like. Let's get back down to let's go to default colors one here. Maybe I like this one, so I can hit 1. Let's see, like that one. This one's kind of cool. Oh, I like the rushing water ones. And I can click on these. Oh, look, good fall colors. Good isolation shot. Yeah, maybe these are the ones that were my favorites. Okay, down here there's a filter, and I can come down here and I can go to all my rated ones. And now, out of all those, the ones I just checked, all the rated ones come up. So I don't have all these photographs in my face all the time. So I can weed them out. Maybe out of these, I want. Let's see. Maybe I want to rate some of these a little higher. Let's go to. Oh, really like that one. I'm gonna make that one a 3, and that's pretty colors. We'll make that one a 3. Like the leaves, let's make that one a 3. So now I can click on this 3-star, and now only the 3 stars show up. So now I've done it a little bit better. So normally the way I do it is I start out as flags. I start flagging things, and then out of the flags, then I'll 1-star my contenders, and then I'll knock it down to 3 stars. And that's usually the way I do it. You can do it the way you want to. You can do it by colors. I think they have different colors that you can do it. There's all kinds of ways that you can go and pick and choose stuff. I just wanted to let you know that you can pick and choose stuff and do that stuff here. Alrighty. So we've kind of gone through the left hand side here and found, you know, these are where we're at. These are our pictures and different things we can do. We've got our catalogs, what are catalogs, our folders, what are collections, and we can create a collection. Let's create a collection. Let's do that while we're talking about it. Let's see, let's come up here let's unrate everything. Let's go filters off, and let's do waterfalls. Okay, so I can come up here and I can go to text and I can just type in waterfalls. Waterfalls, so there goes all my waterfalls. And I can select all of these. And then I can come down here and go to collections, hit a little plus here, create a collection. And I'm going to give it a name, and let's just call it waterfalls. This says include selected photos. So I'm going to include them, and I'm going to say create. So bang, I look down here, and now I have 14 waterfalls. So I have my portraits. I have my portraits. Oh, I got custom filter here. Let's take that to filters off. So now I can go to portraits, and I can come to waterfalls, and I've got two collections, and these can be used later on down the line. All right, so in a nutshell, this is a quick overview of everything you can do in the library module. Now, there are shortcut keys to everything you do in Lightroom, and here goes the best one. If you go Command / that will give you a library of all the shortcuts in the library module. When you're in Develop module, do the same thing, and that'll give you all the shortcuts. Shortcuts can help you. I can't never remember them. I'm terrible with them. I've got a few that I use all the time that I can remember, but if you can use the shortcuts, it'll make your editing and stuff a lot quicker. So, and to get rid of that screen, you just click on the screen and it disappears. Another thing you can do is if you hit the tab buttons, that'll get rid of those windows on the sides. If you want to see a bigger view, hit the tab button again, and it brings them back in. If I'm on a picture here and I want to see the full screen view, I'll hit the F key, and that makes it full screen. Hit the F key again, and it brings you out of that. If I am in the full screen view, let's hit the F key, I'm in the full screen view, and I want to go to the grid view, I would hit the G button, and that brings me back to the grid view. So those are a few that I use. If I want to compare two photographs, I'll hit the N key, and it brings up those two photographs. So maybe I got a couple photographs that are all alike, and I can hit the C button to compare them. There's lots of shortcuts, and so there's lots of shortcuts. Let's see, go back to the G view. So here we go, and that is pretty much the library module. There's a lot of detailed stuff that you can learn about the library module or any of these modules, but for basics, that's a pretty good basic overview of the library module. So from maxstanselphotography.com, we'll start on the Develop module next, and we'll see you later. Keep shooting.